Hi there. Hello. Happy Friday. What is happening? My name is Chris Farah. How are you? Welcome to wherever you are watching this live. This could be on Facebook, my loves. This could be on Twitch. This could be on YouTube. This could be my hair right now. And we're all just going to go with it. Wherever you are, and if you are on, one of the social medias that have like a like button or like a thumbs up button, or honey, I mean, if it's a subscribe and you haven't done it, like do it or whatever. Just do it now. Just get out of the way. That way you don't have to think about it. This is just like I used to say, take care of your future self by doing something easy now, getting it done, and you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, following. Honey, my pop culture weekly show where we just talk about dumb things I've been obsessed with for the week or whatever. Really light. It's the 15th of October, right smack in the middle of the Halloweeny season. And this is what it is, my loves. Can you believe it? Can you believe how fast time it just goes? I mean, is it just not like a never ending cycle where it's just like sometimes incredibly slow and just like humdum? And then you just look up and it's October 15th of just 2021. We're just like, I mean, how? How? Um, I wanted to see something funny. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a good. I'm going to take some pictures of some memes I've seen too, and I'll show you at the end. What's happening with you? I have some topics, again, not all the best ones. I'm so sorry. It's not like the best week of like all this interesting stuff, but I have two weddings, celeb wedding situations I want to start off with. Also, I want to invite you all, if you have any topics throughout the week or something you want me to discuss, you can always drop it in a comment. I mean, like I might do it. Listen, I might not do it. Like I either might not have an opinion or just like I don't know enough about it or, like I just don't care. And either one of those can always happen, but I mean, you can always try. You do you. So that's there for me later. Anyway, I'm so happy to see my loves, my baby boos in here. Yes. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Digital Penetration. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Anne. Hi, Mickey. Venus. Yes. Okay, so let's get in. You know what? I like a little intimate sit. So the weddings I'm talking about, which are on the news dockets, are two. One is the upcoming nuptials of Bill and Melinda Gates' daughter, Jennifer. And she is marrying an equestrian. Okay. And his name is Niall Nasser. Now, of course, even if that name is Arabic and it's like he's Kuwaiti, I'm like Nasser, like is it Nasser, Niall? I'm not quite sure. Maybe, what I'm saying. I say everything wrong, all names at all times, even if it's my ethnicity, even if it's American, whatever it is. So that's just a horrible trait about me. But let me tell you, so she's obviously real into horses, and he is like a horse person, like loves horses as well. And so they met and they just like had a whole connection. And now they're going to get married in this beautiful horse ranch up near in Salem. And it's obviously a property of the Gates family of, billionaire people. And they're all coming in. So here's a picture of Bill Gates coming in, honey, with his stepmom. What a character. Look at that stepmom. I mean, look at that stepmom. Okay. I was just like, well, she's fun. She's eccentric is the word, like she's goofy. But I also feel like she probably like has a couple of like warm drinks in her, honey, and then like really tells it is. She's giving me like Deanne Wiest a little bit. Like this could be a I can't say her name right. Again, Deanne Wiest character. Truly. I'm into it. Anyway, so just can you imagine how fabulous this wedding is going to be? So expensive. I mean, so the whole thing is I did a couple of deep dives into some articles. So they're building like a whole thing for this, right? Because they're kind of in the middle of nowhere, like on this big ass ranch, but they have to like accommodate all these people and all these things are happening. And so they've had to like build like almost like a mini city or whatever to like get everything done. The people that are working there, the constructors and everything, like, the neighbors got upset. And so the Gates family sent them gift bags with like fine wine and like some, whatever, some trinkets, definitely not invitations. But this one lady was like, whatever interviewed, and she was like, "Well, it's fine. It'll be over soon. It'll be this weekend or whatever." But yeah, like both of these wedding stories, I will be honest, is because I'm a nightmare and I think of myself at the end of the day, and I would like to get married. So both things, like, I have felt like I've taken something away with it, being like, well, okay, this is what I'm going to learn from this story. So from this story, I'm learning I got to get into horses. I got to do more horse stuff. I got to, like, I'm going to get into like, I got to like study dressage. That's what I'm gonna do because my dad loves polo, and so polo is part of, like, but I can't, I don't wanna ride in a competitive way a horse, like, against other horses. I'm not like my idea of sport is not necessarily, like, aggressively against someone in that way. More so I do my best, and if it's as good as yours or better than yours, fine. For instance, like, I love golf, and I like skiing. Like, no one's skiing at me, like, or I mean, that's hockey, right? I guess that's hockey. I guess is what the word is. I'm not gonna do hockey. That's like, bleh, like, I can't. I'm just like not. I get scared of confrontation, verbal confrontation, much less physical confrontation. I have like memories, like PTSDs of like being on. Diane, I love you, Cindy. Thank you. Um, I have PTSD of being on playgrounds when I'm in grade school and just like having, like, even with girls, like, isn't like boys are coming at me. I mean, I do have that, but like girl PE, like having to play sports with like more dominant women that are, good at sports, that I would just, run off to the side. I would just give them the ball. I would just be like, oh, I can't do it. I can't, it's scary, So that's just me. I know that's crazy. But again, polo, I can't, with a mallet, like, I just can't do it. But I think that I could do horsemanship. So I'm saying this to you, my loves, because if you have, I don't know if you have any advice for me in dressage. I'll take it because, like, all my loving Europeans in here and like all my Canadians, like anyone like across America that, like, whatever, you guys. If you are horsemanship, natural horsemanship people like I am getting into, I want to have like a bond with a horse and I want to be able to feel comfortable and ride horses in a non-competitive way. So that's why I'm saying dressage. Also, I think it's kind of classy. Also, look at him. Let's just also, like, why we're talking about this again is, oh yeah, like, God bless. Listen, she is a lovely red-haired billionaire's daughter, like strawberry blonde. He is a lovely Arab millionaire. I'm but you're telling me I should, like, start to like horses, right? Because 'Cause I'll learn a lesson, honey, I'll learn that lesson. Um Oh, hey, Leanne. Thank you so much. Oh, great. Good for you. Jessica, caring for a horse and trying some horseback riding, maybe you'll meet a guy. Yes, but also, even though yes, of course, but, I also feel like, it's a whole equine therapy thing, so this is an expensive hobby. Yeah, if yes. Why? Because you like to yes. But as you take dressage, you don't necessarily have to have, like, a professional dressage horse, you can just rent them in the moment. And yes, I mean, it isn't like I can be doing, like, 5 a week, and I'm not like, one of the Hadid sisters, like, starting off in this situation and just, like, trying to become, like, a professional writer. But, I mean, I can take some lessons, right? So my loves, so the other wedding is this. Okay, I don't care about Real Housewives of Orange County, never have, never will. I have this whole thing where because I was from Orange County and because, God bless, I was born and raised, or like I was born in the Valley and raised in like Newport Beach, like Corona Del Mar, southern coastal Orange County. When Laguna Beach came out, I was like, yeah, I totally, that's like right there. I get it. All those people, sure. When Real Housewives of Orange County came out, I was like, oh my God, they're doing Orange County. And then they were like, the women of Coda de Casa. And I was like, I'm sorry, of who and where? What? What's Coda de Casa? I had never heard of it. And I had gone to school, like okay. I mean, I was like a person who lived in Newport Beach, like, at least at that point, like 15 years. I mean, 15 to 17 years, I can't remember when Orange County came out. And I had gone to like high schools and stuff like that. I had just never heard of Coto de Casa. And I was a little snobby at the time, or still am. And so I was kind of like, what's Coto de Casa? I'm sorry, like you're gonna have like a whole bunch of like what rich Orange County people like saying how rich they are living in Coto de Casa, only because, and I hate to say this, and then this is still gonna sound so bitchy of me, but like this is where I'm gonna keep it real. Like New York, like if you have a home in New York, like those like, like those homes are like multi-million dollar homes, like the Beverly Hills homes, like multi-million dollar homes, like Coto de Casa, like there's I mean, I don't know. Especially at the time when Real Housewives of Orange County came out, I'm like, what's a Coto de Casa home? 1.7. Now, is that a snotty thing to say to someone? Yes, absolutely. It's just that Real Housewives, when they first kind of started, is specifically when Orange County, also like all of this, Beverly Hills, New York, there's like a Bravo aspirational value. And I think at the time, why it was exciting is to watch, just kind of like really rich people live their lives, like whether that's good or bad, it's like really rich people live their lives, but they're super trashy, right? Like, 'cause all the drama's really trashy. And when it came into like a family element, it was really exciting. Now, New Jersey, again, I don't know how rich they were because I don't know like how expensive their homes were. Maybe it's the exact same. Maybe it's like it's hard to find like the multi-million dollars. Coto de Casa maybe was an easy way because you'll find nice houses. But like what I guess I'm trying to say is, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to tell you how snotty I am to say that like I just was surprised and had never heard of the city of Orange County. And then I was like, but there's really expensive parts of Orange County you could be showing, like, Newport Coast, or I mean, there's Bay Island, there's like there's little mini islands in the Balboa Peninsula and stuff like that where like homes are like, just $20 million now, like maybe back then they were like at least seven. I can't do math, a little bit, but like inflation or whatever, like there's just, okay, I'm going to stop this conversation because I feel bad, but this is true. I'm going to give it real to you. Look for a sailing club. Oh, I get really seasick. I'm a little baby. I'm just like, I can't do sports. I get seasick. I get motion sickness. I like kayaking. Sailing seems not the thing. Maybe I could be like an outrigger lady, just like close to the ground of the ocean. It doesn't feel as like, whatever. But still, if only in bays. Tennis is very social and great for someone who doesn't want to be crowded and not work in a big team. Okay, absolutely right. You know what? I think I'm into tennis. Now, a little bit like, oh, it's so intense. I hope I don't get hurt because I'm a little, again, like a little nerd, but I think that it's a good idea. Okay, so let's get back. So, why I brought up Orange County was Megan Edmonds King, right? Edmund was on that show. Now, I don't even know this person at all. She was young. She was married to like a baseball player. That all ended. Like it was really, really messy. But she like pretty much one of the funny things that she did is she like came at Vicky when Vicky was like dating that guy who like faked cancer. Okay, or whatever. And so I'm ignoring these people because I never watched the show, but I know this happened because I live in the world with you. So she is not off the show now. And that's like, oh, okay, she's been gone. But one thing, and she like obviously had a very messy divorce, which I mean, I blame that guy because I don't even know that person at all, but like he seems really gross. So she, honey, has been on Raya, okay? And like 3 weeks ago, matches with someone and they start talking. And honey, like they get on the phone for 5 hours and they talk. And then by the time that 5 hours is done, like he's booked a ticket and 8 hours later he gets on a plane and he like meets her in St. Louis. And like then honey, she gets married and this person is President Biden's nephew. It's his sister's son. And I don't know if it's a white person thing with the Gates and the Bidens, but his name is like Cuff, maybe Cuffe, Kufi. I mean, truly, you guys, I'm not quite sure. I really need someone to like send me a voice memo of how you would say that person's name. But it's like, yeah, Cuffe Biden Owens. Kufi? I mean, Kufi. Cuffy Biden? Is it Cuffy? Cuff. I mean, what's so funny? Because if I look back on how many lives I've done where I have had comments of just phonetically how to say things for me, it like makes me LOL. But okay. She puts this picture you're looking at on Instagram. She's like, "Oh, I'm just like coming clean. Like I met this person. He's great. Like, whatever." And they just get married, honey. They get married October 11th. Okay. Like, which was his parents' wedding anniversary. The Bidens are there. This girl is just like inducted in this family. It took no time. So I just like, it just is sometimes like, yeah, it just sometimes like, it just really happens that way, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's just like, it's just that fast for some people, I guess, is how it sometimes happen. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I will say the app they met on, because I did like a full deep dive, was Raya. Which, if you know Raya, which I am not on Raya, I would love to be on Raya, but I definitely am not. Ooh, G, G wagon. I definitely would not be someone who I think at this time in my life would be like acceptable, because it's a weird Instagram influencer, weird Instagram kind of like dating app where I don't even know how you really get accepted, but I think it's probably based upon some person's idea of your physical attractiveness coupled with your importance in the world or wealth or influence in some magical or algorithm way. And I will just tell you right now, I'm not surprised I'm not accepted, because Instagram truly hates me. I don't know what I did to it. I swear to God, like I swear to God, in a past life, Instagram was a person and I killed Instagram's whole family. I messed with Instagram's husband, like that is how badly Instagram truly hates me and has taken its power position over me in this life, and I've had to deal with that pretty much, that's fine. But at the same time, it influences Raya. And yeah, this girl just meets the Biden nephew, just like marries him, just like two, just like weddings. Their wedding was much smaller than the Gates wedding that's going to be. But intimate, as I said. And I read this bride's article that Megan, I don't even know this person truly, but that Megan said it, and it just kind of seemed like, I just let the Bidens kind of do everything. It was so great to be brought into this family. I just let them do it. I just did it all. I just showed up, but then we just picked this date. Like, when you know, you know. And I was like, oh, okay. So I wanted to. Oh, did that picture not come up? Oh gosh, a lot of my pictures sometimes I really want to show up don't, and it's frustrating. Oh, okay. Really rude. Okay. So we can move on though. Just life is interesting, and can you imagine that wedding too? And okay. So the whole situation happened, not situation. The pop culture zeitgeist moment where we were introduced to that Salt Bay person, okay? And he has like a steak restaurant, okay, God bless. And I can't say anything ever, but it's like Nusra It, NUSR-ET, honey, whatever, God bless. And you know him, he's like, he's like, he's like always like whatever his thing is, he'll come to your table, honey, and like dress your very, very fancy, very expensive steak with like a pinch of salt done in the craziest way, where he's like, I haven't been there. Is it obvious? But he opened a Beverly Hills location. So I guess on Reddit, someone posted their receipt, and it's definitely in pounds. So they're in London, and were like somewhat flabbergasted by it. And I didn't understand why. And Reddit had a field day over it. So I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. Let's just go over it and tell me what you think. So they had one golden tomahawk steak, which is a tomahawk steak, right? If you is a bigger piece with a rib cap and the prime part, it can feed a lot. It can feed 4 people. I think there's 4 people on this, and they opted to have the one that is encrusted in gold flakes. Okay, so there's also fries. Yum. 3 sets of fries. Everything is obviously expensive. Whatever. God bless. Water is like $9. Everything is whatever. Sauteed mushrooms, sauteed broccoli, asparagus, mashed potato, 16 baklava pieces, and that's $400, and 4, that's $200. So it's 50, I don't know, for one. And but they're, maybe, I don't know, they're just like special baklava. I like baklava. Baklava is hard to make, but the Red Bull, God bless that person who was like, I need some Red Bull. the water, and then what we get into is wine. Specifically in 1996, and one bottle of a Petrus, and two bottles of a 2003, and then two bottles of what I mean, and those are very obviously expensive wines. We can see their prices there, and two bottles of Dom Perignon, which is nothing comparison to everything else in the menu. So it's like, oh, you got two bottles, you could have just given that for free almost. And then the 15% service charge, where I was like, oh, you don't even put 18%? Because in America, you probably would put 18%. That's what I thought. But also, can you imagine? Now, granted, you have to tip out a lot of people. And, if you know me on this channel, my loves, you know that I have been a waitress before. I have talked about waiting tables before. And I, in my life, have never had the good fortune of having any sort of like crazy tip story. Like, never, not once. Like, maybe someone gave me like 50 months, which is so nice. And I'm so happy it happened, truly. Like, what I mean? But it was probably like on something that would probably be like 12. It was great. I'm just saying, in my wildest dreams, I look at that tip even. Okay, so all of it, just like, and also having said that, again, I worked at a vegan restaurant that didn't have like, and it had wine, but none of that wine, honey, was 9,100 per bottle. Okay. So the entire Reddit situation is okay. So that person was like, that's just taking the piss, like saying like how expensive it is. And Reddit was kind of like, well, you're dumb. First of all, you posted this, so you want us to know it anyway. Second thing is prices are listed. And in a place like when prices aren't listed, just assume they are incredibly expensive. And that if you are someone who wants to ask in that moment, you probably can't afford it. Don't do it. Don't buy that thing because like there's going to be other wines that aren't that expensive that have like price lists, like, and again, you're going to pay 37,000, pounds. Like 20 of it, no, like 30 of it is wine. And for some reason, baklava. I don't know. I just like, have you ever had, I mean, what's the most expensive meal you've ever had? I went to a wine dinner last night and I really had a lot of fun. Not like that wine dinner, my goodness, but a really beautiful one. It was all Grand Cru's and paired well. And it was so lovely. I cannot imagine just like, yeah, just like dropping that money for that kind of thing. And also like it seems obviously incredibly wasteful. There's no way in which your experience was so great that it was worth. I mean, I can't do math, but that's like what, $50,000 in American money? Something like that. Jesus. Just crazy. Many people don't realize other countries don't tip, but they have better wages. Yes, yes, yes. So this is in London, so 15%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, I don't know what London or England does in their tipping of service personnel. Oh, Mr. TL's no, $100 for a Polish duck meal in Montreal. Okay. Um, I went to Per Se in New York. That was, I think, an expensive meal. I can't remember exactly how much, but I do remember at the time I was vegetarian, they had a vegetarian menu, and the person I was with, I think, was a little upset that this person was spending money on me that was like that I was a vegetarian and this person wasn't, and they thought that the food I was getting was gonna be less than, but I had a beautiful time. But that was a beautiful experience, and I'd never been to Nurserit or whatever. Maybe it is absolutely great, but it just seems like it would be grubbity and touristy and then, like, douchey, like, and I cannot be, like, spending $40,000 in a place that, like, makes me feel, like, dirty or douchey. I mean, even if it's, like, I don't know, for instance, what's something that's, like, classy AF? Like, the Polo Bar in New York is classy AF, like, where I would I just cannot imagine a world in which You know what? Why am I talking? 'Cause I've never been in that restaurant. Maybe London Nurser It is like a whole club theme, and maybe you just really wanna drop money and be douchey and just, like, show up, and that's how you do it. And I would rather like a darker, like, beautiful lounge where I feel like maybe the music is, conducive to talking, where I can just, like, enjoy talking over wine. My thought process is, yeah, like, what is the atmosphere like where you're going to, like, enjoy wine in such a way? Um my ex was buying shots my birthday at 50 bucks a pop. I wanted to kill him. That's hot. I think that's sweet. I think it's taking care. No, I like that. I like it a lot. Eh, maybe $400 per person, most expensive ever. Yeah, I'd rather have appetizers. Amsterdam. Okay, so I love to see you, my girl. Okay. So, show-wise, I wanna just bring up some things. So, I was the only person to talk about Big Brother the entire time, all right, baby booze, and, no one was really with me, that's fine. But I will say that, did I not bring it up? Something happened that made me real happy, uh, and I wanted to share. Oh, no. Sometimes I think that I've uploaded something that I guess I haven't. Where is it? Oh, I know. It's in recents. Hi, hey, who? Okay, sorry, baby booze. Um, Claire and Derek X, not Derek F, Derek X. Derek X was with Hannah the whole time until, like, the cookout had to do the cookout thing, right? And Claire was Tiffany's partner until the cookout had to do the cookout thing. And Tiffany and both Tiffany and Claire and Hannah and uh, D had like really beautiful relationships. Not, I mean, not, and between Hannah and D, there was like some like romantic feelings or whatever. And there was like some like, but it was kind of sort of just like childish or whatever. But yeah, like just straight up Claire and Derek are just like in a full-on relationship. They just in the jury house would stay up talking night after night, and then they just, like, hooked up. And I love it, like, Claire also, like, came out in the show as being bi, you know what I'm saying? And, like, Derek has, like, hardcore, Asian traditional family peeps and like but both are really incredibly loving towards their partners and understanding of the cookout's mission. But then they're in the jury house, understanding what happened. They both have to like get like effed over by the whole situation in a way in which like their games were ultimately cast aside for the betterment of something they also believed in, even though they weren't obviously able to play that way. Um, I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving. If you listen to me talk about this show, of course I have to bring this up. This is like real big news. It put a smile on my face. Um, Also put a smile on my face, Adele's new music. Yeah, baby booze. Adele. So if you haven't yet, hi, that's my Peloton over here. Adele came out with what will be the first single of her new era album, right? 30. We know Adele comes out with songs, my loves, when Adele wants to in growth periods of her life. Look at her. She looks fabulous. So 30, hee hee hee, is now what's happening. The first song, Easy on Me, came out. So, I think that it's beautiful and it's classic Adele and her voice sounds lovely. And in the video, there are some thematic situations that she's doing where she's sort of leaving the house that her video of Hello was in such a way. I think that she is really pushing forward into the narrative of moving on and life's journey. So it's a beautiful song. I love it so far. I think it's really simple. It's over 3 minutes, which is nice because a lot of songs aren't nowadays. And I listened to the full thing, and then I just listened to it again while reading the words and being able to kind of isolate what the song parts were, which I think really was really nice. And again, just like she sings obviously with a rawness and a beauty and like a vulnerability that's I mean, it's necessary. There's like something incredibly familiar and comfortable about it while being like true and also awe-inspiring. It's a mix of relief and awesomeness in such a way. Um, but I read this whole timeline of, because I'm a nightmare, of her relationship with the gentleman Simon Konecki, who she has dated off and on, and who she's kind of gone back and forth with, and such a way, and who's inspired the majority of her work. I don't want to say inspired the majority of her work. She inspires her work completely. She's an artist, and he is someone that's in her life that gets to be around an artist, and she takes from her life subject matter that is personal to her and gives it with the world. You know what I'm saying? But this person, I was going over the timeline, and it's so interesting how much they've gone back and forth. I mean, they were introduced in 2011 through Ed Shireen, I'm just kidding. They had a son together, and then they took a break. She writes 21. They split up in 2014. She turns 30, but they get married in secret, actually. Then a year later, they say that they've been separated, and then she starts to get linked with various other people, and that's kind of it brings up to where we are now. So, God, I don't know. I have like no comment over the fact that it's just so interesting, and I'm excited to hear what the rest of the CD sounds like. One of my biggest regrets about 2021 is not watching Big Brother to support our goal. Chris, oh my God, Mickey. Oh, you know what? It's like it's a joke to me that I loved that show so much, and I had like no one to talk about it with. And but you know what? It's fine. You know why? Because I'm an only child, so I'm used to having no one to talk about things with. And then I just like whatever created various YouTube channels where I can just talk about things to, I guess, someone that will like maybe hear. Even if you don't know what I'm talking about, I still get to talk. Horrible. What a horrible thing that I've done. No worries. Yeah, I'm so happy you're here. Oh, God bless. 5 a.m. Okay, my babes. So finally, let's see. I've gone through. Oh yeah. So I just want to give an update of show wise also that I finally did watch the 2 documentaries, and both are so interesting and also very, very thematically familiar, which is the LaLuRo documentary, right? And the Way Down documentary. So the LaLuRo documentary is like making millions, or like whatever, like that spandex empire, like multi-level marketing, made by a maxi dress slash legging company that also has ties to the Mormon church, right? So like, because the founders are Mormon, and they are in Utah. Provo is where it was founded. And Mary Brown and some of the sister wives are also like salespeople. Maybe you know some people too. So there's a documentary about that, and I finally watched it. Well, I should say a docuseries, and I watched some episodes. So you can go and do that. It's very interesting. If you are into these kind of things like cult or documentaries or that MLM thing, it feels like it's all kind of in its own thing. And yes, some murders in there too. This is up your alley. You can really make it a whole weekend, truly. So, because The Way Down is the documentary about a weight loss, I can't remember her name, a weight loss guru, crazy hair. I mean, everyone, by the way, both females, founders of both either the Way Down workshops, and then ultimately a church based upon this woman's idea of portion control and religious expression, and this woman's marketing Spanx, whatever, no, leggings company to other young women. It's like both females are blonde with the crazy ass hair, crazy ass like makeup or whatever, incredibly charming. And how women are manipulated by these women and subsequently other people is fascinating. And they're almost like, it feels like a course in itself. Like it feels like both documentaries should go together. I mean, absolutely. So if you liked one, watch the other. And if you haven't watched either one, you know, get on it. If you're not into this thing, do you. If you're mad at me because I'm talking about a company that you are like a spokesperson of, I'm sorry. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what to tell you. I have never bought into an MLM. I have never bought a product of one. I have been hardcore recruited by, I mean, all of them at some point in my life. And God bless you all. It's not for me. I just am like really picky about each product that I use. I'm not someone who needs to be like sold or about like what something is. Like I do a lot of research. I know what's out there product wise and like of things I care about. And fashion, beauty, like a lot of the female ones. God, I hate to say female ones. The ones that are more like marketed toward females, like oh, the Roden and Fields and the Arbonne and the the whatever it is. There's a billion, right? The well, LaLaRue, but like, God, there's like the smelling ones. Oh, the Young Living, like all the oil ones, my bays. Like, there's a lot of them. So I don't need them. And they sometimes are a little intense because I think that not all the time business and personal should be mixed. I think in only certain situations should business and personal be mixed. And when your personal becomes selling so much, I mean, that could be intense. Also, like, then it starts to be like, "Why is that person trying to hang out with me?" No, I don't wanna go to that person's house at night on a Tuesday from 7 to 9. I don't wanna be sold with other random woman, like, I just it's just not up for everyone, it's a little hard. Um, yeah. Someone help me out. Lulu LaRue? LaRulu? It's she's like okay, it's La Lu Ro. Monroe, La Lu Ro. Lula Ro? Lula Ro. So, yeah. Um And finally, I'm going to talk about two things I want. What a horrible person I am. But I am, as I talked about on many lives, going away for my fall foliage tour. And I have been packing, packing, packing. And I have been just like wishing and just like dream boarding about like what my fall wardrobe would be. It's not this because this is not really practical, but I have been wish boarding this hardcore. Look at this beautiful Burberry cardigan with a black mini skirt, leather um, beautiful scarf around it. Why I brought this up was I'm seeing a lot of well, leather is a whole situation, right? Leathers pants are a doable thing that I'm bringing to my fall foliage tour. Leather skirts, not so much, but I see it a lot. I kind of wish I could get one. I almost wish I could get one in brown. But I also, and maybe going back to my like my dressage desire right now, this presents obviously very English, obviously also very equestrian in some way, even besides the fact that it's a mini skirt. Obviously, you can't get on a horse that way, or could you? I don't know. But on top, I love it. It just like screams happiness to me. I feel like if Wa was in this room, she'd be like, "But you know what? I'm real into it. Real into it." I need that sweater. There are a lot of good looking fake leather skirts. Oh, completely. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I think for me, I would want a little pleated one that has a little more swing to it that would kind of give me a more A line. I don't need to be like this short. It doesn't feel like it would just make me feel good. This is absolutely true. I know we're jumping around, but Jessica's right. That Lula Rowe is named after her three grandkids, Lucy, Lola, and Monroe. Oh my God, you guys know it so well. I love you. I love you. I like that a lot. Yeah. I mean, you're seeing a lot of messenger bags like this also. Just on point. It's also like it's funny because like weirdly on point with a lot of trends, but also super classic. And I'll be honest, that skirt, I don't know exactly what's happening with it. And it's again not my choice of skirt. I'm really showing you kind of like the fact that it is a leather skirt and then up is really what I care about. Is this what WA means when you want to dress like an older lady? I think so. I'm English and no, sorry. No, sorry, what? No, D-dubs. D-dubs, you're like, no, I'm English and this, even though this is Burberry, it's not for you. Oh, why D-dubs? Okay. So another thing I want, because this is just the product time where I tell you things I want product wise. Look at the Liberty. I'm going to take down your comment, D-dubs. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. It's just that I want to show everyone it. Look at the Liberty beauty calendar. First of all, I love an advent calendar. There's something, I mean, just because, I mean, I was raised very Catholic. So this is a weird Catholic tradition that definitely speaks for me, but I guess also what has become easily like a marketing ploy that I keep seeing, right? And unfortunately, I would hate to say to you that I'm so easily whatever, just swayable, but I am. But I am. Look at this Liberty Beauty calendar. Look at the inside. Look at the like wallpaper. Oh my God, the outside gorgeous. But also the products. Augustine Bader. Oh my God, all the Olaplex. There's a neroli perfume in there. Look at the charcoal free. I want every one of them. The Ren, honey. There's like, it just looks beautiful and elegant, and I'm just telling you, like, straight up from my life, like, oh my God, I cannot imagine getting something like this. And then every day being able to open one every December until Christmas and having a little present come out. Oh, I'm only, you know what? It's like, here's the thing. Maybe you have someone in your life that I remind you of, and you're like, what should I get that person or whatever? Or maybe you're like me and someone's asked you, what should I get you? And you're like, I can never know what I want or whatever. And so I'm hoping that any of these products where I lust after things or products that I have quote unquote been following will then also like inspire them. Look at just, I don't even know what part I like more. Do you see the fact that there comes a little case that matches the inner wallpaper there too? You're seeing that too, right? Mhm. Oh, God. Um, Ramsterdam, that I am going to be on the sniffity snuff snuff hunt like a little greyhound when I'm on in my travel plans for that Benefit machine, because I absolutely have to buy a new Benefit lip balm that I bought in the last one. I don't even know what color it is, but I need it, and I use it until like the chapstick was gone, which is such a thing, right? Like there's not a lot of full lip balms or chapsticks that I use until the nub is gone. You ready like get like messed up, or like sand gets in them, or you like wash them, or you throw them away, or like all of those things. But like that's how much the Benefit one was really great. I hate to be such a product, whore, but truly I am. And so you're into this or not, but oh my God. D-dubs, I love those calendars. Wish we had them every Christmas. Such fun. Oh, we had them every Christmas. Such fun. Yeah, like the traditional one is what that you can have a little wooden box. Oh, sorry. I thought I was taking it off. Wooden box, and you can like have little like drawers and pull out one, for your child. You can put little like, trinkets in or little chocolates in, like I love that. I love the candy corn poppers. Candy corn. That's not what they're called. The little poppers at dinner parties, I guess they're just called poppers. And little trinkets came out. Oh, that stuff is so fun. I love that like kind of traditional weird stuff. But I club oranges and stuff like that. Like I really lean into like some yesteryear Christmas shit. And it honestly weirdly fills some part of me. I guess that's the part of me that I guess I feel like it must be the same muscle that like people who live an aesthetic life or like get off on aesthetic lifestyle stuff. It's massages that point. You know what I'm talking about? Like people who like want to live like in a 50s way. When they see 50s stuff, it makes them happy. Like in Christmas time, reliving like or redoing Christmas yesteryear traditions kind of like makes me feel at peace in some way. Christmas crackers. Thanks, D-dubs. Okay, so that is all of my actual docket things. I talked about it all, but I just want to check in with you. How are you doing? Um, what's happening? I'll tell you, I have not fully packed, so that's what's on my brain. I'm just trying to get everything done and, not be stressed out. I think I'm good though. I started packing, I started like trying to pack earlier. So it's not that I'm starting from scratch. It's just I'm not quite done. But traveling can like give you anxiety. I almost never sleep the night before I go somewhere. So I'm going to just like do whatever I can to just be in bed by like 9:30 and then just turning off lights, taking a melatonin. How much is the advent calendar? I think it was like 300. Maybe I'll look it up. It's right here. Does it say? Oh, join the waiting list. Well, it's in pounds, 225 pounds. So like 300, something like that. 325. Tee-hee-hee. It's expensive. It's not dinner, tomahawk steak, and nurserette or whatever, but Benefit has an advent calendar too. A lot of the beauty ones do. And Violet Gray has one too. I don't want, I don't love all of one product all the time. So, one company. So, I like the ones that sometimes I can mix it up a little bit like that, like the Violet Gray one, which would, I think, just have like favorites across the board as opposed to like all one. Unless it was like Biologique Recharge or something where I would just be like, oh, I will take anything you can give me. Going to the East Coast. I'm so excited. I'm going on my fall foliage journey. All right, my loves. I really wanted to take a breath with you. I like this time together where we can just check in and be present and share some time and energy together and have like a little like lightheartedness about, things that have happened the week and stuff. But, I hope where you are, it's good. Seasonal changes can happen and, some people have seasonal affective disorder and stuff. And so just checking in to see how you're feeling. How are you? Hmm. Oh, Mariam, nice to see you. Um, I feel like I've been doing a lot of positive readjustment in my life for some repeated things that kind of annoyed me or made me feel upset. So I'll tell you one thing is I have had to put my phone on do not disturb and or airplane mode a lot throughout the day in order to make sure that my phone is not sucking my energy. So the airplane mode works the best, but obviously you have to be in situations where you either have another means of getting whatever accounted for. You're in a situation where yeah, you just don't no one needs you like horribly. But the reason why the airplane mode works is because it prevents scrolling, like Instagram scrolling or Facebook scrolling, because sometimes blindly you'll pick up your phone in almost some sort of habit, and the having the airplane mode will stop you from being able to scroll because it'll have a message pop up being like you're not connected to the internet. You'll be like, oh my God, I'm just like looking at my phone for no reason. And the amount of time that I just picked up my phone and the energy that it would suck from me um, is annoying. And also, I've been able to accomplish a lot more throughout the day when I'm just like doing it and not like getting lost in something. So that's been a really positive thing for me. And I'm really leaning into having more control over my devices and not being like a slave to them or available to them. Like I tell my device when I want it to be there, and thusly I have more control. So I don't know. That's just a weird little hack that's like kind of helped me sort of regain a sense of like composure and control around that stuff. I turned off all my Bing Bong notifications. Ooh, I must bring up something else. Okay. Well, yeah, I gotta do that. Jessica, I DM'd you on your Insta over Varia erasing her social media. I hope that wasn't weird. Oh, did I see that? Oh no, did I not write back? Yeah, no, it's not weird. I just across the board, I'm not always the best at like returning things, but I did. Yeah, Varia. I think I had maybe in another live figured that out that Varia had deleted her thing. I know. Can you believe that, Jeff Jeffrey 90-day drama. Don't worry about it, Jessica. This is like stuff that I'm doing for me. Because the truth, why would, no, I'm fine with you. And, I'm totally fine. That's just what everyone has to do for themselves to create the boundaries of how you deal with your phone and things. It's not, it's like, social media is one thing, people is one thing, or whatever it is. It's like, it's not how we always lived, right? Like before phones, we would have our lives, and like if we were home, someone would call us or whatever. We would respond to an email when we check our email. But I think that also just being able to like do the things you need to do, and then having those like times in which you're like, okay, what's happening here, has been beneficial for me. And yeah, definitely, I think a lot of us have in different ways a digital life, and we need to be like somewhat present that way. And I know that I'm here talking to you, so obviously I'm on social media, like at some point having to talk, right? And I want, for various reasons, work reasons, to like be able to like know if I have something come up that needs an immediate response. But you can create times in which you have like blocked off times, like if it's an hour at a time. And then, of course, you can have your hours in which you will look at your phone, which is, of course, an iPhone at least setting you can do for do not disturb. If you are like, okay, well, after 9, I need to like not hear the noise and not see the light. And then also like not be like, I gotta like turn down my mind. And before I have coffee, 9, maybe like your thing's 9 to 9. 9 to 9, I think, is a real good one. I like 9 to 9. Sometimes if you're a person that wants coffee in the morning with someone, I get it. But at the same time, sometimes it's like you need to just like breathe and have space. So, anyways, that's it, my baby boos. That's all I have. I really, really appreciate your time and energy here. So, me just telling you what I'm dealing with, or not dealing with, but learning from or whatever. I hope that, I don't know. Yeah, if you haven't thought about those things, or if they ring a bell, reclaim your control. Anyways, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I'm at Chris Farah, and that's why this banner is below. And of course, if you want to send a super chat, you're welcome to do that at any time. I love those. I also like, you can just Venmo me. I don't care. There's no L in my Venmo name. God bless. But truly, your presence here and liking the video and or disliking, your engagement, your comments, your presence in space here is what I'm really, truly grateful for, with a special love and nod to my mods. But even everyone here there's a lot of people here that are here all the time. I mean, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know it's different times wherever you are. So, yeah, I'm really excited to get myself in a different space and to see beautiful colors and to experience the way the sun looks off those colors. It's funny, for someone who hasn't experienced the culture, or what I think the culture is, of New England, it feels as foreign as going to cross the real England. Or, in some ways, maybe because I've been to England and I haven't been to New England, like countryside. Well, I guess, both seem foreign, truly. And for this Southern California girl who talked a lot about Orange County early. So I'm excited to see again how the light looks there, and to be in that energy and space, and to smell the smells and everything, and to really be present and like hear crunching leaves and see it all. Oh my God, I just really knew it. Okay, so thank you so much for being here again. I love you all. Truly, truly, truly. Thank you so much. I hope that I'll be able to come to you sometime on the road. I can't make any promises, again, because of the Wi-Fi situation. Who knows? But I'll be with my cousin Kristen. So, if I can, I will try and drum up something for you. And it will be probably not profesh, but it'll be authentic. Oh, Missy, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, Missy. Oh my goodness. Hi, Missy. Have you got a new picture, or have I not spoken to you before? Either way, Missy, thank you so much. That's really, really sweet. Thanks, D-Dubs. Thanks, Miriam. Yes, quilts and fireplaces. Yes. All of it. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you again, Missy. That's really lovely of you. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to let you get back to your lives. Have a beautiful weekend. Happy Friday. Have a little fun. Do whatever you need to do. Thank you so much. I will be posting about my trip on Instagram at least, but I really want to try and do one live or two because I'll be gone. And, I love talking to you all because that's what happens, again, when you're an only child. Thank you. And, first time making a live. I'm usually replay gang. Missy. Oh, it makes me happy. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Missy. First time and a super chat. Oh, that's really sweet, Missy. That's really lovely. I'm happy to have you here. I'm glad that I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you made it. I'm gonna take something. Anyway, great. So I love you all so much and take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Okay. I will talk to you all later and I'll see you soon.